Hello interwebs, I hope you're doing well, and yes, you're getting yet another Jessie gender video today. Sorry to inundate you with so many, but I just had to do a reaction to the Suicide Squad trailer because Harley Quinn, one of my favorite superheroes of all time, in fact, probably my favorite superhero of all time. Suicide Squad is one of my favorite teams in all of superhero-dom. They're one bad live-action movie aside. Go watch Assault on Arkham if you want a good Suicide Squad movie. And also, James Gunn is freaking amazing. So this movie, I am just so pumped and excited for, and also there's some wonderful cast in there. Peter Capaldi, I mean, how could you do wrong with anything that has Peter Capaldi in it? So I'm just looking forward to doing this trailer, so we're just going to jump right into the reaction. Okay. Fair. Whew. Trailers. Quick. Oh, I love this.
Said you. You were gonna see me? It was a really good plan, too.
Well, I can go back. You can still do it.
That's patronizing.
Oh, that's so adorable. I love this so much. That outfit on her was amazing, too. Ooh, loving the music.
You know the deal.
Crocs.
Successfully
Ooh.
mission, you get 10 years off.
Love the music to this, too. This is how you do music trailers well. Not like the other Suicide Squad movie.
Follow my orders in any way.
Explaining the concept.
Explosive device in the base of your skull.
Fair. It's also weird seeing Michael Rooker with that hair. Ooh. Love that shot. Drinking Mr. Pibb. Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh! Oh! Oh, dang! Woo! Polka dot!
Yes, that is your
I love this so much. Interest. Oh. Yes. Yes. This is getting the tone so right.
Find out any information you give us is false.
If we find out you have personalized license plates, you die.
Yes.
Although that isn't an open invitation to cough without covering your mouth.
I love this movie so much already.
You must listen up. You're the leader. You're supposed to be decisive. I've decided that you should eat a big bag of dicks. If this whole
Yes.
completely covered in dicks, and somebody said I'd eat every dick until the beach was clean for liberty, I would say no problemo.
Why would this all over the beach?
Who knows why madmen do what they do?
Okay. I'm so in for everything on this movie.
This is suicide. Oh, that's kind of our thing.
Yeah, as I say, like a squad of, it's some sort of squad of suicide. Oh, visually just.
I'm going to get you out of here alive.
Oh, I love, oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my god, we've got a freaking kaiju up in this shit!
Oh, it's Starro! Oh, we got Starro up in here! The ridiculousness, but like, calling it a kaiju. Oh my gosh.
Looking all over us.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is everything that I wanted. Yeah, I gotta tell you, everybody, this is everything that I wanted from this trailer. I am honestly so excited. Like, this looks like it's nailing the tone of Suicide Squad so well. Like, there's a bunch of characters. I think that they're sort of like, they have this sort of irreverent feel to them. They're sort of jokey. They all hate each other. That dynamic between all of them is really good, and yet they kind of form a camaraderie in the end. I think all of that is like ideal for the Suicide Squad. The other thing too I'm noticing with this trailer is really I'm liking that James Gunn is sort of taking the DC style that we've seen in the DCEU and really kind of like still like utilizing it, but like making it much more distinctive. My problem, as I talked about in my Zack Snyder review of Zack Snyder's Justice League, is that like with his style, it's all kind of like just everything's important and you can't really like see anything visually distinctive, even though every shot looks like a painting. It's just screaming at you that everything's important. And it's a great cinematographic style, style. What I like about here is that it's still kind of staying within that DCEU sort of more muted color palette and tone, but there's pops of vibrancy. Like the characters' costumes sort of pop at certain moments. So you're still getting that sort of like muted color palette as compared to the sort of MCU, which has this sort of like bright, poppy, saturated tone almost all the way throughout. This definitely still has that muted tone, but you get those pops of color that make them really distinctive. And so you get these sort of like highs and lows within the cinematography. And I think that that's really, really awesome. So just basing off of the visual style that I see in this trailer, I think that's sort of a wonderful sort of vibrancy and range to the cinematography that I think, while Zack Snyder's cinematography is wonderful, I don't think he necessarily has that sort of range and ups and downs and variance within his style. Not to put down Zack Snyder. Like I said, I think he's a great cinematographer, and I think his visual storytelling is really, really strong. I just don't think there's as much variance, and I think that this looks like it's going to have those like vibrant, poppy, beautiful moments and really like eye-catching stuff, but have a little bit more of a range within there. And I think that's a good direction for the DCU to head in, to sort of distinguish themselves from Marvel, but still sort of having their own sort of like poppy, interesting style within their own sort of tone. I think that that's a really good thing. It was actually one of my concerns with James Gunn coming into this, considering that he was sort of an MCU director. I love James Gunn. I think he's a really great director. I think he's a perfect fit for the Suicide Squad. But I was sort of worried that he would sort of make it a little bit too Marvel-esque. But in Gunn, we trust. I'm so excited for that bits of it too. The other thing too is I like that this is kind of a sort of a reintroduction, a soft reboot after the Suicide Squad, but not a total reboot of it. That we're still getting characters, like we're still seeing obviously Harley Quinn. We're still seeing Joel Kinnaman, who I've gained so much more respect for as an actor after watching For All Mankind, which all of you should be watching as well. Also Captain Boomerang, who I actually thought Captain Boomerang was great in the first Suicide Squad movie. It just wasn't a good movie that he was in. So I like that they're sort of keeping some of the actors that really stood out in that first movie and sort of like giving them another chance here in a sort of a better film, hopefully. So all of that is really, really great. The other thing too, I like seeing that the Suicide Squad seems like it's going to be doing more what the Suicide Squad should be doing. One of my major problems with the first Suicide Squad movie is that they were sort of like battling this sort of like big extraterrestrial threat, sort of like they were put on par with the Justice League in that movie, like saying they were supposed to be an alternative to the Justice League that Amanda Waller was sort of controlling, which makes no sense for the Suicide Squad, because really none of them outside of Diablo was like of that power level. Maybe you could make an argument for Killer Croc, but not really. And Suicide Squad was never meant to battle those types of threats. They were supposed to be sort of an infiltration team that was supposed to go in to different areas and sort of have plausible deniability, because they're all supervillains. Like if they get caught, it's like, oh yeah, we're just supervillains doing supervillain stuff. We're not doing anything for the U.S. government or anything like that. So that plausible deniability aspect of it, and also that because they were supervillains and could be killed at any time, they could easily just be they were disposable to Amanda Waller. So that sort of dynamic, I think, is much stronger here. Obviously, we don't get a ton of plot details here, and obviously it looks like they are going to be dealing with a level of extraterrestrial threat with Starro, but I hope that I did see some more like ground level stuff, like them breaking into the mansion to try and rescue Harley. That's like a lower level stakes thing that the Suicide Squad should be doing, but I don't mind seeing something as ridiculous and weird as Starro in this. Like, Starro is such a cool concept for a villain, and I'm just sort of excited to see what they're going to do with that. I know that there's some connection with Starro. I hadn't seen this trailer before I did this reaction to it, but I saw some of the posters, and I know there was a connection on the poster between Starro and Peter Capaldi's character. So that'll sort of be interesting to see how that goes out. And I also, the other thing too, coming off of that, the humor in this, spot on. Some of the humor in the other DC movies hasn't always landed. I think Birds of Prey was the only one that like really hit me with its humor, but James Gunn knows how to nail like humor that actually has like emotional weight to it, and really nails the different voices of the characters. So I just think like having like Harley just sort of like say these weird off-color things to Peter Capaldi just fits her so well. But I think James Gunn also seems to have found some of the other characters' voices within this. Yeah, I just sitting here having watched that trailer, I am so excited for this too. And also just like weird superheroes that we're getting in here, like Polka Dot. I love Polka Dot. Just again, that sort of visual vibrancy is such a weird draw. I think the only weirder character you could really get besides him is Condiment King would have been an even weirder choice. But that would have been really, really bizarre for this. So yeah, I think this is a really strong trailer. It has me very excited for this. In James Gunn's Gunn we trust. Like I said, I think that this is everything that I wanted from the Suicide Squad and more. So I'm excited to see this movie, and I'm excited to hear all your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know if you like these trailer reacts, or if you want me to do more or less of them. I would honestly be curious on your thoughts. Also, this is for my vanity. I apologize, but apologies for not having makeup on for this video. I usually wear makeup, and it's kind of I'm just saying it because it's bugging me, but I apologize to myself for my own vanity there. I know none of you really care, but I do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and live long and prosper, everybody. Is that in frame? I think that's in frame. I'll put it over here. Yeah, backward. The sarcastic Vulcan salute. Patrons, it is time to assemble! Catherine Lambeth, Miranda Janelle, Ashley Allen, Bokikio, Eli Bergmoss, Ashlyn Solstice, John Cool, Greg Gillum, Stephen Kleinard, Chamomile T, Randy Thompson, Wellington Marcus, Boyd Earl, and Marybeth Earl, Stephen Schuhart, Wayne Twitchell, Auntie Kate, 808, Rick Osborne, Dominic Noble, Ish the Mad, Buttoneer, John Steele, Meadow Whisperer, Gavin Robinson, Michael Beam, Munir Amlani, BBD, Jason Knott, Hannah F, Andrew K, Bree Beecher, Jasmine, Sky Skinner, Maeve, Skylar Gray, Flynn Nathan Steele, Tiffany Danger, Sean Piper, Geek Filter, Jane Packard, Wen Dizzle Bizzle. Why do I do this to myself? Sarah Bystem, James Karate, Jacob Tovar, W. Randy, Edie, Mari Neckar, Bush, Celestial Dawn, Din, Mark the Edge, Pissed and Twisted Garage, Lily, Polly Nina, Laura Demo, Liza, Nikki, Gordon, Bloomfield, Andrew, Lamaro, Zone 1 Librarian, Jenny Mabel, Michael Hardy, and finally, Corey Honkanen and Vale. Done. All right, not my best patron rap, but I figured it would still be fun for you to see all my failure on screen, immortalized in every video this month. Also, I know I mixed Captain America and Superwoman. Deal with it. But thank you, honestly, to all my patrons. I really appreciate all of you, and you really mean a lot to me. I would not be able to do this without you. Thank you so much for supporting me being an absolute dork and weirdo. I wish you all the best.